So you end up scrolling on football TikTok all the time, watching video after video for hours on end, instead of doing real training and putting in the hours necessary to see results and progress on the pitch. Maybe you have abandoned your dream of becoming a pro footballer and are now planning to pursue a full-time career as a TikToker, obsessing over analytics and engagement metrics. You'll tell yourself, of course not, but look at where you're spending most of your time. For the majority of us, it's in the digital world, instead of leveling up our real-life football avatar. If you've been suffering from the scrolling TikTok all the time syndrome, don't worry. I'm going to explain to you exactly how TikTok uses their advanced algorithm to keep you addicted to their platform, how this is destroying your brain, and the ultimate way to stop this endless scrolling syndrome plaguing billions of people around the world. So you never give away another hour of your time to these evil algorithms designed to keep you addicted, lazy, and weak ever again. For the past few years, football TikTok has become a popular thing. From sharing football tips and tricks to impressive skill videos, funny football skits, and entertainment videos, the amount of football content available to us on a wide range of topics has exploded in the past few years with the rise of TikTok and short-form content. However, there are a number of problems with the platform that can lead to bad advice, information overload, and a lack of motivation to train. I'm not joking. That's exactly what happens. TikTok is affecting your football career more than you think. Don't believe me? You have two choices right now. Take the blue pill. You click off this video and keep scrolling on TikTok, wasting away your depressing life. Or you take the red pill. You keep watching this video and I show you just how deep this evil TikTok rabbit hole goes. So you chose the red pill. Wise choice. You've already proven to me, and most importantly to yourself, that you are different to the billions of people that mindlessly go through life. Now let's go deeper down the sinister TikTok rabbit hole, but remember, all I'm offering is the truth. TikTok, like the social media platforms that came before it, can be so stimulating that people begin to experience something similar to addiction, because in many ways, it is. And it can be just as addicting as drugs, alcohol, and gambling. Any TikTok user will tell you time melts away while using the app. One video becomes 5 becomes 10, which becomes countless videos as you scroll away the boredom and pretend to forget about all the problems you have in the real world, even if it's just temporarily. Provided with an endless reel of football content that's been so carefully tailored to your interests, the more time you spend on TikTok, the harder it seems to actually abandon the app. The problem is when you think it is okay to scroll further. You tell yourself, just one more video. That won't hurt me. It's just 15 seconds after all. I wonder if the next video will finally satisfy my addiction, or if it will be that half-naked underage girl dancing. Come on, bro. We all know it's not going to be just one more video. Stop coping with these bullshit ideas you keep telling yourself over and over again, day after day, year after year. Are you not tired of living this way? Doing the same thing every day, still feeling hopeless in your life? If you are ready to transform into a top baller, let's begin our journey. Problem number 1, the information dinosaur. Unfortunately, your brain isn't as big as a dinosaur. Football indeed is a great game, a passion, a reason to live, to get up in the morning and work hard every day to achieve your goals. But it can become a problem if you keep feeding your innocent brain with information it doesn't even need. It's called information overconsumption and overstimulation. All these useless debates, irrelevant posts, manipulated news, terrible training advice, football challenges, comedy skits, and clickbait transfer rumors, you're bombarded with a constant stream of videos ranging from the occasional piece of good advice to questionable tips and straight up harmful suggestions to your footballing career. The sheer volume of content can lead to information overload, making it difficult to sort through accurate and valuable guidance and misleading or harmful advice. This fills your cute little lower than a goldfish attention span mind with so much information that your brain gets fried. You end up becoming a sloth. You waste all your energy on TikTok without even realizing it, and then wonder why you can't focus for longer than 3 seconds. And here's the bad news. You are more likely to end up procrastinating today and not doing your training, recovery, or the little 1% things you know you need to be doing to perform at your best on match day, like prioritizing your sleep, doing video analysis, eating a clean, healthy diet, grounding, and getting sunlight. It's also important to note here that TikTok's algorithm does something very evil, specifically to young men. And it does this by feeding you sexually suggestive content throughout your time scrolling the For You section of the app. Even if you have never liked a post like that or followed a creator that posts that kind of content, it will feed you these videos every once in a while, and this is extremely damaging to your mind. And it's quite frankly sinister, because it seems to be done intentionally in order to keep you addicted to the platform and spending more time scrolling, which results in more profits for the company. But this does not only affect young men. but also young women, because now they are being rewarded for posting more sexually suggestive content, and this has created the situation where young men have more hatred towards women and vice versa, when in actual fact, the real enemy is these social media corporations and the algorithms they create, which are designed in this way, which we keep constantly feeding with our energy and attention. So it's no wonder why young people are facing more mental health issues than ever before, when they spend more time in the digital world than the real world, seeing people exaggerate everything, making normal everyday life seem boring in comparison to what they can get in an hour of watching 100 hyper-stimulating edited 15-second videos of only the best and most extreme parts of people's lives. This input of information doesn't serve the viewer any benefit at all, and in most cases is negatively impacting their life. Problem number 2. You damage your dopamine receptors. Scoring a goal that led to your team's victory in an important game, crossing the finish line in a marathon, and finishing an intense gym session all bring an incredible sense of achievement and satisfaction. The rewarding feeling you achieve at the end is also what keeps you going despite the challenging journey. Your brain has perfected a motivation and reward system that influences most daily activities. It was designed to help us humans overcome our inherent laziness and do real things in the real world to achieve basic survival needs to keep the human race alive. These rewards that your brain gives you in the form of dopamine was designed for your survival, but in the modern world, for most of us, our basic survival needs are readily available to us. We don't need to go out and hunt for our food every day, and therefore, in this modern digital world, this dopamine reward system that was designed for our benefit and evolution has become a hindrance when we overconsume information and can't get our addictions under conscious control. But dopamine is not the problem, it's where we get our dopamine from, and how easily and quickly available it is. There are many things that feel rewarding more easily. Football TikTok is one of them. Every video, like, message, notification, and praise and comment fills you with pleasure in a matter of seconds. How does your brain manage this constant influx of pleasure? What happens when it gets too much too soon? You start depending on it and start ignoring real things like training, working out, and doing all the little things that make up optimal performance on the pitch. Something as innocent as watching a few too many TikTok videos may inadvertently lead to a lack of motivation to train and improve in football. Constant dopamine stimulation from consuming short, entertaining clips might destroy the discipline required for hard training, because now your brain gets used to doing easier things. The chemical for reward and pleasure in your brain is dopamine. It also plays a primary role in motivating you to perform important activities. So maintaining a healthy balance is so important. It is released when your brain is anticipating a pleasurable action. Once the action is complete, dopamine motivates you to do it again. So don't let your dopamine receptors be fried by TikTok's intentionally addictive, endless scrolling algorithm, and don't let yourself become dependent on the number of praises or winning debates in the comment sections. Instead, make training your ultimate goal and find satisfaction in taking action and improving yourself. Replace an hour of TikTok scrolling with a hard workout or training session instead, and rewire your brain to have to work for the dopamine reward, and over time, it will crave training more than it craves scrolling TikTok for hours on end. Problem number 3, eyes glued to the metrics of your account. So maybe you've even posted a video on TikTok and have experienced the rush of excitement that you feel when the views, likes, and followers start coming through. All that allure of likes and followers can become addictive, and this is one of the issues I've faced myself. Once you achieve a significant number of followers or likes on TikTok, it's hard not to become obsessed with the analytics of your account, constantly checking, being attached to the numbers, and worst of all, you end up creating content solely to get views without providing enough value to the audience. You're like, yeah, this is going to create havoc, a great thing to catch the audience's attention, and end up creating content that is empty and without soul. You may find yourself easily compromising the quality of your videos to cater to algorithms, perpetuating a cycle of shallow, popularity-driven content, which is just a lose-lose situation. It ends up just being a race to the bottom of who can post the most degenerative behavior, most extreme stunt, or say the most controversial things to go viral in the hopes of gaining attention and clout. And I'll be 100% honest with you, I'm guilty of this myself. Just look at my TikTok profile and scroll down to the content I've posted. Yeah, there's some valid tips and advice in there, but there's also just a lot of empty, meaningless content that wasted the time of everyone who watched it and didn't contribute anything to the betterment of myself and the people that viewed the content. I even tried posting the controversial football opinions in the hopes of gaining a few more views, likes, and followers so that I might finally get some attention and validation to temporarily cover up some deep-rooted childhood trauma of not feeling like I am enough. And this costume of being this TikTok influencer who appears all confident and cool online, but is actually not all that in real life. The influencers you follow don't even know who you are. And you don't know who they truly are either. Oftentimes the image they portray of themselves is not the type of person they really are. And I'm not saying this in a bad way, but you have to realize for most content creators, this is a business, and they make money off manipulating your monkey brain to stay addicted to their content and binge it. Therefore, they have to do things that aren't coming from their most genuine and authentic self. And that's not to say there aren't authentic creators out there, but it's something to keep in mind next time you think you are best friends with this influencer online when you guys don't even know each other. Think about that for a moment. How many of your relationships are with pixels on a screen instead of real people? How much time do you spend in front of a device in a given day compared to doing real activities in the present moment? For most of us, the sad reality is that we spend more time living and interacting with the digital world as opposed to the real world. And we haven't even realized how quickly and subtly this became our reality. Just in the past 5 to 10 years, how much has our consumption of digital content increased? The most popular social media platforms that we all use today, like Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, Twitter, haven't even been around for 20 years. As a civilization, we have become completely unrecognizable in just the last 40 years since the modern internet was created. Can you imagine a world without the internet right now? That was literally a reality just 40 years ago, when most of our parents were born. The internet and the digital world is now the foundation of the majority of the things we do on a day-to-day basis. This is an extremely short period of time for the scale of change that has happened in that time. It's almost unfathomable, especially when we consider the fact that we evolved into the modern form of humans as we know them today around 200,000 years ago. And now, in a tiny fraction of that time, we are literally creating man-made evolution in front of our eyes. These platforms like TikTok are literally rewiring our brain and natural survival systems that the body adapted and evolved to have over hundreds of thousands of years, so this is no small thing. And if we continue along this trajectory, we will become unrecognizable in the near future. So it's down to us as the consumers of this information and these technologies to make a conscious decision on whether this is the future we want or not, and take conscious action in our own lives. We do not need to convince someone else of our beliefs on this topic. Taking action within ourselves is enough. Your greatest gift to humanity is your own self-realization. You don't need someone else to change in order for you to change. That's a cop-out and a coping mechanism your brain uses to avoid taking action and remain in the lazy default way of living. Will you make the changes necessary in your life, or will you just be another victim to these mega tech corporations stealing your attention and robbing you of the life that you could have? If only you could just take control of your mind back into your own hands and start being the captain of your ship and steering it in the direction you want to go, rather than letting these algorithms subconsciously dictate the life you will live. These companies like TikTok literally hire people called attention engineers that use science-based addictive principles like those used in casinos to make their platforms as addictive as possible in order to maximize their profits. You can't make this stuff up. It's real. These platforms don't care about you, your goals, your childhood dreams, or your future. They care about making money off your addictions and your inability to control your monkey mind. They're making billions of dollars while you scroll away your entire life and wonder why you are depressed, broke, and not where you want to be in life. Because if you were already successful, you wouldn't still be watching this video. In fact, you wouldn't even have clicked on the video because you would be out there living the life you've always desired in the real world. I'm not saying this to motivate you to do something with your life and give some rah-rah motivational speech. I have no interest in convincing you of anything. Whether you choose to take positive action after watching this video or not makes no difference to my life. This video has been created to serve as an open discussion about a topic that doesn't get talked about enough, at least in my opinion. It's important to note here as well that these platforms and technologies, despite all the things we've talked about, are not all bad. And we must look at the whole picture with the 30,000-foot view clearly, without our biases. There is still one positive to be found. Despite the negatives and all the difficulties, football TikTok and TikTok as a whole has a silver lining. It democratizes knowledge by making football-related information more accessible to more passionate people that otherwise wouldn't have access to that level or amount of information. People may learn from multiple views and acquire exposure to different football styles, tactics, and training methods, regardless of their geographical region or socio-economic standing, which I think is a great thing. Yes, you still have to sort through what's good advice and what's not, but on the whole, TikTok and other social media platforms have allowed for more distribution of a wide range of information at scale to billions of people worldwide, and a good chunk of that information has positively impacted the lives of millions of people. Before we finish our journey here today, I can offer a few solutions that can fix this seemingly never-ending issue. And no, you don't need to throw your phone away in rage to fix this issue. The first thing you can do is limit your time on the app to avoid falling into the scrolling trap. To take control of your time and maintain focus on your training and other priorities, set specific time limits for using the app each day. Treat it as a recreational activity rather than a constant companion. Allocating a fixed duration for browsing football TikTok can prevent you from getting preoccupied for hours without realizing it. Plus, consider scheduling specific periods during the day for app usage that won't interfere with your training and practice sessions. This way you can fully concentrate on your football goals without distractions and without fully damaging your dopamine receptors. The other thing you can do is simply just delete the app so you're not even tempted to open the app at all. And the additional step and time taken to reinstall it might just be enough to keep you away from it and save your valuable time so you can invest it in building the life you desire. If you do choose to keep using the app, I suggest you use the following tab to focus on content from creators you genuinely resonate with rather than getting lost in the vastness of the endless scrolling rabbit hole that is the For You tab. When you only follow creators you resonate with and only consume their content by choosing the following tab as opposed to the For You feed, you create a more personalized and meaningful feed. And with this small, simple change, you can engage with content that motivates you, offers valuable insights, and helps you stay connected with the football community. These creators may share genuinely beneficial training tips, techniques, tactical analysis, or even motivational stories that can further fuel your passion for the sport. And for the content creators out there, maybe even help and motivate you to make better content yourself. All you gotta do is become conscious and disciplined in your usage of the app to prevent wasting hours and hours on the platform. It's easy to get carried away and lose track of time, but the control is always in your hands. You have the power in your hands to become conscious of it and act accordingly. And if you don't, well, congratulations, you're the next Freddie Adu. If you don't know him, search him up. As a creator, forget about the metrics and start focusing on creating the highest quality and value-driven content for your audience. Don't become a content slave to the platform. Metrics like views, likes, and followers can be enticing, but they shouldn't be the sole driving force behind your content creation. Instead, what you should do is prioritize creating content that genuinely resonates with your audience, adds value to their lives, and aligns with your passion for football. If you keep concentrating on providing valuable insights, entertainment, or educational content, you can build a loyal and engaged audience that appreciates the time you put into creating videos. Create content that you actually enjoy making, and then you'll be able to actually stay consistent and see results with it. Quality content tends to have a more lasting impact and can attract a dedicated fan base over time. It's not about producing content just for the sake of gaining popularity or likes. It's about delivering content that enriches the lives of your viewers and contributes positively to the existing body of knowledge that is available in football. Let your passion for football and content creation be the driving force behind your videos. At the end of the day, all these little tips and tricks on how to deal with your TikTok addiction are nice and can help, most likely temporarily, as you will eventually go back to your old habits, because the real answer actually lies in just finding work or a project or a goal that the pursuit of gives you far more satisfaction and enjoyment than scrolling TikTok. I deleted and reinstalled TikTok many times when trying to combat this vicious cycle of TikTok addiction, but what eventually broke me out of it for good was just consciously understanding that this activity doesn't benefit my life or my goals in any way, and actually training, working on the business, and holistically improving myself in the real world is far more exciting and enjoyable for me than this empty dopamine scrolling on TikTok. That's the truth, and that's the ultimate solution to this problem with football TikTok. After the solution, you do not need another video. You have everything you need to combat the issue and take back control of your life. Now that you know the potential dangers of football TikTok, you can free yourself from its shackles and start building the life you've always dreamed of living in the real world, and turning it into a reality by taking one small step every day through focused and conscious action. You know what needs to be done now. It's your choice whether to make the change or keep living the way you are now for the next 40 to 50 years of your life. Let that sink in.